to wrap and label the boxes, but everything in between, from topping up a box to tracking and weighing, is done by hand.
And then it'll get put in a flat at the end and get palletized to go out to the customer.
Mother Earth delivers mushrooms as far as Denver, Texas, and Boston, but getting them there is tough with so few workers.
So it used to just be harvesters that were harder to get. Now it's at our harvesting level, at our supervisor level, at our quality assurance level, even our office staff level. Truck drivers have been really hard to find as well. The problem is if they can't get them harvested at the farm, that means we don't have the mushrooms for the packing facility. It's a complete ripple effect.
So how did the industry's labor problem become so dire? Well, it starts with Kennett Square's history of immigration. Quakers, a Protestant Christian group, were the first to grow mushrooms here in 1885. As the story goes,
originally a Quaker farmer who grew carnations tried to grow mushrooms under the beds of the carnations, and he was successful.
The Quakers then hired Italian immigrants to do the hard manual labor. The Italians then started hundreds of mushroom farms of their own in the area. From the 1950s to the 70s, former sugarcane workers from Puerto Rico settled into Kennett Square and took over picking the mushrooms. But when they began asking for higher wages and better working conditions, farm owners fired them and hired Mexican immigrants instead. In 1986, President Ronald Reagan signed an immigration bill that gave legal status to certain undocumented agricultural workers who came into the country before 1982.
The rule really helped for all the Mexican workers. Most Mexican work on the mushroom industry for, I would say, at least 40 years.
They built Kennett Square into America's mushroom capital. It now produces 60% of the country's product.
That's crazy.
But that population of Mexican immigrants is aging out of this work, and their kids have chosen other career paths.
Yeah, what kid would want to do that?
From Central America.
I mean, I want to do that. I'm desperate for a job. I would do any of those jobs in a second.
There's people that say, oh, like, you go to construction or you go to landscaping, you make more money.
To make things worse, strict immigration laws in the U.S. have suffocated the legal flow of Central and Latin American workers. Because mushrooms are a year-round crop, the industry doesn't qualify for the H-2A temporary worker program, which allows immigrants to come into the U.S. and work in seasonal agriculture. The labor crunch is affecting every mushroom farm, both small and large. To entice the few pickers left, farm owners are offering perks, higher pay, housing, and transportation to and from work.
Wow.
Harvesters work on a piece rate. We pay them per box. My average harvester earns over $14 an hour, but I have some harvesters that make over $20 an hour. I would like to pay them more, but companies just can't afford to yet.
Agriculture in general and mushroom farms specifically work on very thin margins. So when we can't harvest 10% of our product, we're definitely losing money.
Chris is losing $40,000 in revenue a week.
For this current year, probably have lost somewhere in the middle of $250,000.
It's maintenance without.
Yes.
There's no doubt. It's maintenance. It is painful.
If this happens, farms either have to reduce their scale and fill less growing rooms, or they'll eventually would have to shut down.
Altogether, Chester County's mushroom farmers lost $168 million in 2020, and that has a significant effect on the market, which is booming in popularity.
For the last 10 years, we're seeing a demand increase of 3 to 5% every year.
Sales in grocery stores have gone up by 15% in 2021.
Customers are asking every day to fill their orders, and we just don't have enough mushrooms to do that. So it's difficult.
They're all on the floor.
Want to expand, want to provide all the orders that they want, and
this
then
is crazy.
Just go to waste.
The solution for the labor issue isn't an easy one. Farmers have already automated much of the process. Some have turned to growing bigger mushrooms.
If you grow a larger mushroom, it actually makes it a lot faster for the harvesters to pick them, so we can get them from here and get them out to our customers and do it with less labor.
The American Mushroom Institute is pushing the Senate to pass the Farm Workforce Modernization Act. The bill would extend the H-2A temporary worker program to the mushroom industry. That way, immigrants could get an agricultural worker visa to pick mushrooms.
We need more migrant workers. We need more ability to bring people up to the country. Just like our grandparents did, they came up and worked 2 jobs and worked hard to make a better life for ourselves. And we need to continue to have America do that for new immigrant populations.
Others in the industry are considering robot pickers, though not everyone thinks they're the best option.
you can't really get a machine to be as delicate as a
For
person
real,
can
get outta
to
here.
choose exactly which mushroom. You also have to have.
I mean,
like,
in the future it will, but not right, not yet.
Robots like this are still 3 years away. Until then, farmers will keep putting out the call for anybody to come help pick mushrooms.
Where is this?
Next, we head to Thailand.
Okay,
Farmers
not
harvest
working in
1 million
Thailand.
metric